Hey guys, check it out. You're watching Jonathan Clarke on YouTube. Oh no! I must say that if there ever was a time that I ever wanted to be a producer for Descendants, it is now, for the Descendants Zombies Worlds Collide Tour, because this looks absolutely fabulous and really intriguing to me. And I honestly mean that, as I say thank you to each and every one of you who have subscribed to this YouTube channel and who have yet to subscribe to this YouTube channel. You are more than welcome to hit the subscribe button, and you're more than welcome to stay here for the rest of your life, because I am just as big of a Descendants and Zombies fan as each and every one of you. I've always dreamed to have the opportunity to dance on stage with a bunch of zombies, and you can make that a reality for me. You can make all my dreams come true by hitting the subscribe button, because what will happen is if you hit the subscribe button, Disney will see these videos. And then when Disney sees these videos, they will push these videos further out into the algorithm, that much further out there, so somebody just like you can find these videos, and Disney will see these videos, and then Disney will call me. And they will say, Jonathan Clarke, he knows what's going down. He knows what's up. He's a really cool guy. We'll give him the opportunity to dance on stage with a bunch of zombies. You know, I've always wanted to be offering creative energy to Descendants and Zombies ever since I first saw it, because I thought it was so special. And it was a franchise that brought us all together. That's the cool thing about Descendants and Zombies. The reason we are all here, and the reason why this YouTube channel was created, was because of Descendants and Zombies. It was created, and it happened because of each and every one of you. All I ever was a guy who sat at home in his parents' basement, created videos, and would upload them to the YouTube site. And then within hours, my videos would get hundreds of views, if not thousands of views. And when it came to Descendants and Zombies, you guys just blew this YouTube channel out of the water. And I'm not talking about Mermaids for Zombies 5, I'm not talking about anything else, but I'm just talking about how supportive each and every one of you are, and have been and continue to be for this YouTube channel. Because of each and every one of you, my name will go down in history for being one of the greatest podcasts of all time, and one of the greatest voices to ever talk about Descendants and Zombies, one of the best to ever do it, because of each and every one of you. And that was always a dream of mine, to become the best to ever do it, and to go down in history, to have my name in the annals of time and in the annals of history. And you guys have made that happen for me. I love Descendants just as much as each and every one of you, for those of you who are new here. I love the songs Life is Sweeter When You Are. I love songs like If Only. I love songs like Space Between. They are very powerful songs. You know, oftentimes when a script is too emotional to convey a message, a certain message to a certain age demographic, they use the power of music when the emotions are really high. I've seen this often done in a lot of musicals that I had a hand in producing, and I've had a hand in producing everything, you better believe it. From Romeo and Juliet to Beauty and the Beast to High School Musical to Hamlet, I have done it all. And you haven't lived until you stand in front of thousands of people and quote Romeo and Juliet and go, "Where art thou? Where art thou? Where art thou?" And then you climb up 15 feet and you fall immensely to your death with Phantom of the Opera. I wasn't Phantom of the Opera that night, but I do remember falling down through the stage. How convenient. The ambulance was called and one thing led to another. But I've always loved stage productions, which is why this really jumped out at me and why I wanted the opportunity to dance on stage with a bunch of zombies, because I always believed that everything I saw on Disney Channel was real. And I mean that. I thought everything that I saw on Disney Channel was real. I thought watching Disney Channel was the most incredible opportunity that someone my age at that point in time in my life could have ever had. You know, my parents wanted me to aspire to be something greater in life. Dad said, quit podcasting. Give up this job that you want to have. Go out and get a real job, boy. Pro wrestling is fake. I heard that more times than enough. But I said, Dad, Disney Channel is what's up. Pro wrestling is real. These two guys are going to kick the shit out of each other. Just watch. And, you know, even though what I thought was going to happen never did, and Dad probably was right that I should have gone out and got a real job, I put $5,000 behind this YouTube channel because I knew one day I would sit in front of a podcast microphone, fall into a specific niche that I would dedicate the rest of my life to. I just didn't know it was going to be Descendants and Zombies. So because it is Descendants and Zombies, and I'm going to dedicate the rest of my life to talking about Descendants and Zombies on this YouTube channel and get thousands of views and thousands of subscribers, I want to say thank you to each and every one of you for seeing that hero in me and seeing something special in me when nobody else did. And I say that because I had a lot of relationships that didn't really work out because I was a huge fan of Descendants and Zombies, and I was a huge fan of the stars of the franchise. And when I say I was a huge fan of the stars of the franchise, Oh, was I ever a huge fan of the stars of the franchise? I was the biggest Kylie Contrell fan in the world, the biggest Ruby Rose Turner fan in the world. Initially, I thought she was going to be a part of this tour, but she's made the announcement that she's not going to be a part of the Descendants franchise anymore. But I refuse to close the book on that, even though I've been crying myself to sleep every single night. My reciprocal lights oftentimes have been pink because I miss Ruby so much. I refuse to close the book on Ruby Rose Turner's involvement with Descendants, because even if she's not Bridget and portraying the young Queen of Hearts, she could be the young Rapunzel. She could be Rapunzel's daughter, if anything. I say this because she is incredibly beautiful, and she is incredibly talented. She is the reason why I installed a helipad on my roof a couple of weeks ago, because I hope that one day the Descendants cast will fly on top of my roof. They will come live with me. They won't have to live in a trailer. They will blow up my kitchen making cakes and pies and cookies, and Ruby Rose Turner can spend the rest of her life with me playing Fortnite while she shoots Descendants and makes sense of life and helps me make sense of life. I say that because Descendants fans are cool. They know what's up. They know what's going down. So because you know what's going down, I trust in you that you will hit the subscribe button here. And you will have a whole lot of fun this summer at the Worlds Collide Tour, because that's all I've ever wanted for any of you who have subscribed to this YouTube channel and who have found these videos. While others will try to take that hope away from you that fairy tales do exist and happily ever after can become a reality and you can find your true love and stay in love with that true love for the rest of your life and your existence, I never wanted to take that away from you. That be it the reason why I found this house that close to a chemical plant and a soda plantation that could explode. That is the reality of my life. That is how I live. I hunt zombies and werewolves and vampires every single night of my life. Being a vampire slayer was something I didn't choose. That lifestyle chose me, and it is very real. And I wanted to really feel what it would have been like to live that close to a soda plantation and a chemical plant that could have exploded, because I knew how much these two franchises meant to you. And when I first saw the whole idea of Disney introducing zombies into a musical, I will admit to you it was very difficult to get used to first, but I very quickly fell in love with it. I thought Meg Donnelly was the most incredible actress that I ever seen at 16 years old. I thought Kylie Contrell had a long way to go, but she was still figuring out her life, and then I heard all the criticism that Kylie was receiving, and I wanted to kick the ass of a lot of people. I wanted to vertical suplex Kylie's man because of my background in pro wrestling. I'm still putting it out there that I will have a WWE steel cage match against Kylie Contrell's ex-man for how he felt about her and how she said that he didn't deserve to be talked about on TikTok videos. Many TikTok videos that I saw of Kylie Contrell, she said that, and I can quote Kylie by saying that he didn't deserve to be talked about. I want Kylie Contrell to know that the support is here for her, and if I have to, I will run for President of the United States. I don't know how many of you support that campaign and that announcement that I made a couple of weeks ago on this YouTube channel, but if you support Jonathan Clarke running for president in 2028 and going after Donald Trump, you can hit the subscribe button, because I'm doing this out of support of Kylie Contrell, because I know how much she means to each and every one of you, and I want her to know that something can be done about this and everybody's point of view, and feeling the need to drag her political point of view into a conversation. I think Kylie is incredibly talented. I think she is someone who is very different, yes, but I think she's very different in a good way, because her music that she's presenting for songs like Denim and Goodie Bag and Boy for a Day and See You Tonight off this EP is incredible. It hasn't even been out a year yet, and it's got millions of streams. It is selling millions of copies on Spotify, and I want to say congratulations to Kylie for that. I also want to say congratulations to Kylie for becoming one of the most revered celebrities in my life, and one of the reasons why I get up every morning. And the same thing can be said about Ruby. I don't think Ruby deserves to waste her tears on people that don't deserve to have her tears waste on. Opportunities that have been squandered from underneath her. Really upset about that. I don't like seeing Ruby and Kylie cry. What I like seeing is them having fun, and I look forward to seeing them having fun with the Worlds Collide Tour, although Ruby is not going to be a part of it. But I do look forward to seeing Kylie Contrell and Mila Baker and Meg Donnelly having a whole lot of fun with 43 arena dates scheduled all across the United States from July to September. It's going to be a really amazing summer and into the early part of the fall. And I've really looked forward to covering this for you. That's why I've dropped a lot of videos on my YouTube channel about the Worlds Collide Tour, and because I know how much it means to each and every one of you. Because the reality of this is the music is what really brought Descendants and Zombies to life. The music is where the message could be found about how life was sweeter when you are, which was a bubblegum song that very instantly got caught in my mind and got stuck in my head, and I've been singing it ever since. Songs like Space Between, Rotten to the Core, which was the very first song that kicked off the entire Descendants franchise, and it was really the make or break song for the Descendants franchise. I think Rotten to the Core was the song that was really going to get the job done for Descendants, and that's why we're at the point that we're at now, with millions of people having subscribed to Descendants on social media platforms all across the internet and have subscribed to this YouTube channel. I mean, we are all here because of Descendants and Zombies. You know, I've been left brokenhearted so many times, but every single time that I've been left brokenhearted, I knew that I could come on this podcast and I could tell you how I was feeling. You guys would listen to me and you would hit the subscribe button. You know, as a YouTube creator, one of the greatest challenges of all is convincing somebody to hit the subscribe button, because ultimately that decision is up to you. It is up to you if you hit the subscribe button. I can only tell you or try to convince you to hit the subscribe button. I've always wanted to create something special for each and every one of you, and I like to believe that I did that. No matter what time of day I uploaded the video, no matter how consistent I was, I always wanted to create something special for you, and I wanted to spread an emphatic message of kindness, and I like to believe that I did that. Because I've been left brokenhearted so many times that I can't even begin to tell you how many times I've been left brokenhearted over various reasons. Perhaps it was because I couldn't understand the person I was with, because I didn't make enough time for them, because it's not just the person's fault that you're with, it's also your fault too, so you have to hold so much of a responsibility for why things turned out the way that they did. But I've always wanted people to know that I love them. And I want each and every one of you to know that I love you for just simply being here and for hitting my subscribe button when you could be subscribing to anybody else on YouTube. That's what blows my mind and never ceases to amaze me about this YouTube channel, is how incredibly supportive each and every one of you have been of me when you could have quit on me years ago, but you chose to stay with me. And some of the very first subscribers that I had when I first launched this YouTube channel are still here. And I have never forgotten you because of that. And thank you so much for still being here. I would love to have a bunch of subscribers come in because of this video, so you could hit the subscribe button. I would really appreciate that, because I really do think that Ruby Rose Turner and Kylie Control are beautiful people. I just saw a video a couple of days ago where Ruby actually said that she wanted to be Rapunzel in the live-action Tangled, and it's beyond me why Disney is solely focused on Sabrina Carpenter and not giving Ruby Rose Turner the opportunity that she wants so bad. I think she would do a fabulous job as Rapunzel. I don't know what any of you think about that. You can leave it for me in the comments, but I really think that she would do a fabulous job as Rapunzel, and I don't think there's anything wrong with saying that. She really fits the bill for Rapunzel, and I would be, to be honest with you, I would be the first one in the theater for the live-action Tangled if I knew that Ruby was going to be the portrayal of Rapunzel. I would choose her any day over Sabrina Carpenter. There's just something about Sabrina Carpenter that's always gotten on my nerves. Now, I don't want to take anything away from Sabrina Carpenter's talent, because I think she's incredibly talented. But when you talk about people like Taylor Swift and Sabrina Carpenter, I think they are very overrated, and they are definitely overshadowing people like Ruby Rose Turner, who is filled with so much exuberance in life. I mean, who hasn't been able to get that song, Life is Sweeter When You Are, out of your head? There's just something about Ruby's voice that is just incredibly satisfying, and there's a reason why I've been crying myself to sleep every night knowing that Ruby's not going to be a part of Descendants 5. I don't know how you can do Descendants 5 without Ruby Rose Turner. One can only hope by the time we get to Descendants 6, Ruby will have some involvement with it. But the only way I think that's going to happen is if you guys hit the subscribe button, so I can be the writer, producer, and director of this thing, and I could really give you a Descendants that I think you would have a whole lot of fun watching, and it would be very different from the presentations that you've come accustomed to, become used to. I would have a whole lot of fun bringing this one to life. I've seen every music video that's been produced for Descendants, right back from Rotten to the Core to Chillin' Like a Villain to Space Between to then this new stuff, Red, Life is Sweeter When You Are, Get Your Hands Dirty. I listen to that music every day. I'm surprised I haven't got a noise complaint like Peter Parker from my next door neighbor or my roommate, because I always am listening to this music, but it's just so catchy and it's just so eye-catching. The visuals of the movie, the flow of it, how it really felt like a musical, the first musical that I had watched in years. I think Descendants was really the first musical that really captivated me, and that's coming from a guy who almost crashed his car into a High School Musical billboard when it made its theatrical premiere all the way back in 2008. And I really did do that. That was a really frightening experience that night, but I wanted to see High School Musical that bad, and I think Descendants is the first franchise that I wanted to see and be a part of that bad since. And I can see why it's so addictive to each and every one of you, why you dress up as your favorite Descendants characters every year on Halloween, why you spend so much time on the merchandise and watching these videos. Over 750 million hours on Disney Plus alone. That is a true testament to how far it's come. And I just wanted to be a part of this. I just wanted to create something special for each and every one of you. I wanted to create engaging videos that you wouldn't hit the X button for within the first 5 minutes of the video. That you would enjoy watching, because I found that a lot of videos that were even criticizing the Worlds Collide Tour weren't really hyping it up the way that it was meant to be hyped up, and weren't really excited about what was going to be happening, because they looked at it as a couple of dance numbers, a couple of songs, 10 songs probably per performance, and that was it. They weren't really excited about it. If you're creating a video about Descendants and Zombies, you at least have to be interested in what you're creating, and you have to be excited for what's going to happen for this, because I think we have the best days of Descendants and Zombies yet to be seen for both the franchise and the stars who have made it possible for each and every one of you. There is no doubt in my mind that I will go down in history for being one of the greatest voices of all time to ever do it when it comes to Descendants and Zombies. I just would like to go further with it and sign a lucrative contract to really bring this one to life for each and every one of you. But in order to do that, I would have to get 50,000 likes and 50,000 subscribers, which is a long way away from happening. But I would really love to have 50,000 subscribers if you could be so kind to hit the subscribe button, because that's what it comes down to. It comes down to you. I could be just some idiot going to Booster Juice every day, coming home depressed that the guy who owns Booster Juice's actual name is not Booster, and that's depressing enough. But if I come home from Booster Juice with a fruit smoothie and realize that I went from 25,000 subscribers to 50,000 subscribers overnight, or 2,000 subscribers to 5,000 overnight, that would be a really holy shit moment. And I would have a lot to talk about on this YouTube channel. I would never be able to say thank you enough to each and every one of you for hitting the subscribe button. I love it when I get 2 or 3 subscribers. Now, some people who create Descendants videos get, 5,000 subscribers overnight after putting in little to no effort on their video. But I like to believe that I'm very consistent. I like to believe that I'm here for each and every one of you. And I make time for you. And I not only make time to create videos, but I also create time to create a friendship between us and between the host and the audience. Just let me say that. And I've had the time of my life being able to create a friendship between the host and the audience of these videos, because I understand you, and you get to know me for what I like, what I don't like about how people are treating Descendants, how they're looking at it, and I think it deserves a lot more respect than what it's being given. 45 minutes on a podcast that consists of nothing but constructive criticism towards Descendants or Zombies is not good enough. When you have people like Kylie Cantrell and Ruby Rose Turner refraining from Googling themselves or Yahooing themselves because they don't want to see what pops up because of all the negative reviews they're receiving, that really breaks my heart. When I see Kylie Cantrell and Ruby Rose Turner crying on TikTok videos because they don't know how to explain themselves for their opinions and how they refer to their fans as different taglines, it is ridiculous. I think Kylie Cantrell has every right to call me a cutie if she wants to call me a cutie. I think that Kylie Cantrell has every right to interact with whoever she wants to interact online and perceive herself for whatever way she wants to perceive herself for. I will never stop supporting Kylie Cantrell. I will never quit on the people who have made Descendants and Zombies incredibly famous, incredibly spectacular, because I believe that you guys have deserved far better for long enough. And I have wanted to give that to you ever since I first uploaded the very first video on this YouTube channel. That's why I say thank you to everybody who ever took a chance on me when you didn't have to, when you were all I were ever left with, when I was left brokenhearted because of relationships that I couldn't make sense of, because of the people that I were with that didn't want to work with me, couldn't understand why I was incredibly supportive of this niche. It is truly unbelievable how supportive each and every one of you have become of this YouTube channel, and ultimately it will go down in history for having been one of the greatest Descendants and Zombies themed YouTube channels in the entire world. And I have each and every one of you to thank for that. I don't know where I would be without each and every one of you, to be honest. I don't know. I honestly don't. I don't know where I would be without each and every one of you, because you are the ones who make all of this possible. I put $5,000 behind this YouTube channel, invested in a really expensive Logitech Brio camera, which I didn't have 15 years ago. All I had were Winamp and Shoutcast, and I was streaming my voice from my parents' basement, which wasn't very big. I thought my show was shit. I thought my opinions were shit. I thought nobody was going to listen to my show, and I thought everybody thought that I was shit. But each and every one of you just were always here, and you were really incredibly supportive of me when I had nobody and I couldn't make sense of my own life. You helped me make sense of it, and you saw the good in me when nobody else did. And I just want to say thank you to each and every single person who ever saw the good in me when nobody else did, for every single person who ever found my thumbnail, watched my video from the beginning to the end, felt engaged, felt inspired, went away from these videos, ran away from these videos, called their friend and just said, hey, I just want to tell you that I love you, because I think the words I love you are never said enough. And you hear the words I love you in every song that you will hear a part of the Worlds Collide tour this summer, because the words I love you really are meaningful words. I know you have to really say them to people that you really do love. Maybe I say that because I haven't heard the words I love you in forever, and I don't think they're said enough, but I think everybody deserves to hear the words I love you at some point in their life, from regardless of whoever you hear them from. And I think that when you say the words I love you, you have to say them meaningful. The best example I can use for you is I know this girl, and I'm very appreciative of her and our friendship, but every single time somebody comments on something that she has on her Facebook page, she always responds with a heart and tells them that she loves them. She tells everybody that she loves them, but she doesn't know how much I love her, and that left me brokenhearted because of it. And every single time she left me brokenhearted, I knew I had each and every one of you that I could jump on this podcast and I could tell you about it, because some of the guys that plays music that she's very infatuated with have over 3,000 subscribers on Facebook. Some of the guys, not so many as this YouTube channel, but you can blow the bejesus out of this YouTube channel and show them that we are more popular and we are stronger together by hitting the subscribe button. I would really appreciate that, because I honestly don't know where I would be without each and every one of you, and you're going to have to forgive me because I am the sweetest guy to ever upload a Descendants for Zombies video. I really am. I hope that these videos have touched your heart, and I hope I've helped you make sense of life, even though I don't know if I do or not. I don't know how many of these videos I affect people with. But I just want you to know that every dream that you've ever had is a dream that is achievable and is reachable, no matter what that dream is. And I really don't care what the dream is. It could be joining the cheerleading squad, it could be joining the gym. Even if it is joining the gym, sign up for it and become stronger. Don't ever let anybody hold you back from whatever it is you want to see in life or get out of life, because I think that life is an opportunity. It is very short, and we've really got to make the most of it. And as long as we are in this together, we're going to die in sync as part of this niche. There is no better niche that I would rather die with than this one. And that's why I'll come back tonight and probably post another video before I sign off for the night. Thank you so much for all the love and support that you have shown this YouTube channel, because life is definitely sweeter when all of you are. And thank you so much for showing me your kindness when you didn't really have to. So what do you say we take a look at this Descendants video in question with everything happening with the Worlds Collide Tour, which I'm really excited about. If you have not hit the subscribe button, you're going to want to do that, because we're going to have a whole lot of fun here on this YouTube channel. I promise you, I will never ever go away, and I will never ever let you down.
The whole Descendants franchise, what is your favorite song?
Oh, wait, including this movie?
Yeah.
Queen of Mean or Rotten to the Core?
I think Rotten to the Core.
Rotten to the Core is so iconic. It's such a cult classic.
It really is.
The beginning of it too, where it's like, dun, dun, dun.
Oh my gosh, you so good.
I love it. And then what about from your movie, the one that's going to come out soon?
I feel like we need to do Life is Sweeter.
Life is Sweeter is also great.
Life is Sweeter is all about Life is Sweeter is so good.
Are you guys able to give us a little taste of Life is Sweeter?
Seeing things brightly.
When you take things a little more lightly, it's all gonna turn out nicely with just a taste of your heart. It's likely we'll fall into something spicy. Just mix it up, you'll keep finding that life is sweeter when you are.
So I produce these videos off of an island, and I know it is really different when you see a guy on YouTube talking about Descendants and Zombies and it's his favorite franchise, but it really is. So I moved to this island, and I think it is incredibly beautiful. It is surrounded by the Atlantic Ocean. There are birds chirping outside my window every single time the window is open. So it really puts me in mind of Oregon, and that's why I've always said that I wish the Descendants cast would have chosen Newfoundland to shoot Descendants in, the entire franchise, because there are so many beautiful locations. There are ghost ship sightings, people go missing all the time, haunted graveyards, haunted forests. There's actually a forest behind my house, and if you follow the path, you will find this studio. So thank you guys so much for all the love and support you've shown this YouTube channel. Perhaps tonight I will tell you some more ghost stories about this island and how I draw inspiration from this island so many times for Descendants and Zombies. Thank you guys so much for all the love and support that you have shown this YouTube channel. I know there are a lot of really loud noises sometimes in the background here, but as I've said many times, this house is haunted, and that's a different story for a different time. I told people forever this house was haunted. When they told me this house was haunted when I first found it, next to the chemical plant and soda plantation, I said, yes, perfect place for me to die and go down in history for being the greatest voice of all time as the voice of Descendants of Zombies. Yes, I signed the lease immediately. And here we are a year later, and I've got almost 3,000 subscribers. Not quite 3,000, but I could have 3,000 subscribers, but it comes down to you. Only you girls can make it happen. Hit the subscribe button because you are huge fans of Descendants of Zombies. Stay calm and zombie on. My favorite saying from the Zombies franchise. And we will do this again really soon. Let's go spread some kindness. Be kind to one another. Bye, YouTube. We will do this again really soon.